Imagine a bike that eats dirt roads for breakfast, hums reliably across highway miles, and still won't break the bank. Meet the 2026 Honda XR650L, a rugged revival of a true dual sport legend that's made for riders who prefer torque over tech and adventure over lap times. Welcome back to Bike Blaze Pro. I'm your host, voice only, and today we're diving deep into the 2026 Honda XR650L. This is a faceless breakdown. No camera, shots of me, just the facts, the vibes, and everything you need to script your next upload or decide whether this is the adventure steed you've been waiting for. Overview and heart of the machine. At the core of the XR650L sits a big, honest single, a 604cc air-cooled SOHC single-cylinder, four-stroke, that brings low-end grunt and a wonderfully simple service routine. Honda packages that engine with an electric starter and a steel frame built to take abuse, so the bike remains equally at home on a rocky two-track as it is on a backroad sprint. Honda's own materials list the 644cc air-cooled engine and the electric start among the bike's headline features, emphasizing the XR's blend of old-school simplicity and modern practicalities. Features and hardware. The 2026 XR650L continues. Honda's focus on durability and long travel capability. Up front, you get a 43mm Showa long travel cartridge fork with significant travel to soak bumps, a simple but effective rear linkage, and disc brakes sized for dual sport tasks. The bike is fully street legal straight from the factory. Lights, mirrors, speedo, so it's ready to go from trailhead to town without any paperwork headaches. Honda's specs also list a sealed battery and a road-friendly running gear package that supports both passenger, riding, and long days in the saddle. Price and value. One of the XR650L's biggest selling points is its price. Honda relaunched the model with a starting MSRP that remains shockingly accessible for a full-size, dual sport, around $6,999 plus destination on official U.S. listings, which places it well below many liquid-cooled, single-cylinder rivals while still offering a near-bulletproof platform. For riders on a budget who want a genuine, big-bore dual sport without costly electronics or continuous dealer servicing, that number is hard to ignore. Range and fuel economy. The XR650L uses a relatively small 2.8-gallon fuel tank. That's roughly 10.6 liters, which means planning is part of the adventure if you're heading into remote places. Real-world riders report fuel economy figures that vary with setup and speed, but many practical long-distance trips point to fuel returns in the high 40s. MPG range under mixed conditions. That combination translates into an approximate real-world range in the ballpark of 2150 miles per tank in typical touring setups, though heavy luggage, aggressive off-road work, and tall gearing can reduce that figure. Use these numbers as a planning guide rather than a guarantee. Top speed and performance. Don't buy an XR650L if you want a seat-of-your-pants sport bike. Buy it if you want steady, usable power and a bike that likes to be lugged through tricky terrain. Honda and test publications hint that the XR will touch highway speeds comfortably, with real-world top-end reports, clustering between the mid-70s and low 100s mph depending on tires and conditions. Professional test data from earlier. XR650L runs measured top speed figures in the 90-100 mph region while practical. Riders often treat 60-65 mph as the comfortable long-ride cruise. What matters is that the XR650L delivers broad, tractable torque, so overtakes and steep climbs rarely feel desperate. Design and ergonomics. Visually, the XR650L sticks to its roots. High, narrow seat, long suspension travel, and minimal bodywork that reduces snag points and weight. The ergonomics are upright and natural for long days in the saddle, and the chassis geometry keeps the bike predictable off-road. The styling is intentionally unflashy. Honda has prioritized function over frills, which means fewer sensors, fewer electronics to fail, and more space for racks and luggage if you want to tour. The overall curb weight is reasonable for a big single, with Honda quoting a curb weight in the mid-300s pounds, around 346 lbs. So while it's not feather-light, it remains manageable for most competent riders. How it compares. Against modern rivals like the KTM 690, Enduro R, or Husqvarna 701. Enduro, the XR650L. Trades peak horsepower and high-tech. Electronics for simplicity, lower price, and lower maintenance costs. The KTMs and Husqvarnas are lighter, faster, and bristling with modern fuel injection and advanced mapping. But they also come with higher price tags and higher service costs. If you want the absolute latest performance and electronics, the European single options make sense. If you want a straightforward, serviceable dual sport, you can ride to the middle of nowhere and fix with basic tools. Honda's XR is the rational romantic choice. For many riders, that's the point. General comparison based on product positioning and typical spec differences. Practical ownership notes. The XR650L rewards riders who appreciate mechanical simplicity. Expect routine maintenance like valve checks and oil changes at sensible intervals. But don't expect fancy rider aids. Traction control, rider modes, or IMU-based stability systems aren't part of the package. That lack of complexity is a feature for adventurers who patch tubes, install auxiliary fuel or larger tanks, and ride where electronics are either useless or troublesome. Also remember that the small fuel tank means accessory tanks or spare fuel planning if you're heading deep into wilderness. Who should buy it? The XR650L is ideal for the rider who wants a true dual sport do-it-all bike that's inexpensive to buy and maintain, comfortable enough for long days on the road, and rugged enough for serious off-pavement work. It's less suited to riders who demand the last 10 mph of top speed, lap timing precision, or modern electronic convenience. For overlanders, weekend explorers, and nostalgia fans who like mechanical honesty, it's a compelling pick. Conclusion and call to action. So that's the 2026 Honda XR650L in a nutshell. Big single, long travel, simple systems, and enormous practical appeal at a friendly price. If you like this deep dive, smash that like button, share the video with a friend who's shopping for an adventure bike, and subscribe to Bike Blaze Pro for more faceless breakdowns, comparison videos, and practical how-tos. Hit the bell so you don't miss the follow-up where we bolt on luggage, test real-world range, and take the XR for a full day of mixed road and trail. Ride safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.